Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go in the end zone. He's going to go in the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. You believe in miracles? Yes.
It's the Davey Mac Sports Program, where we talk the sports and other stuff like bombs. Some like nuclear ones. Other people like the hydrogen kind. But my favorite bombs are the ones I leave in the toilet bowl after eating burritos and grapes all day. I'm Roy Harder, and I may be nuttier than a jar of planters. And here's your host, Mr. Eastside David McDonald, baby.
Thank you so much, Roy Harder, for that wonderful introduction. It was psychotic as always, and we're starting this show off in a in a good mood, I guess. Are we in a good mood, guys?
Yeah.
Robert, are you in a good mood?
Now that everything's rolling and functional, Dave, I am. I'm a little disappointed.
Why is it that you feel free to fucking scream at me before the show?
In my defense, when people say they can't hear me, my natural reaction is to raise my voice, and I apologize if it came across as in an angry way.
You were being a fucking dick, though, weren't you?
But it's one of those things where I'm trying to set up, and you can't hear me unless if I'm holding the mic in my hand. So literally, I'm typing B in Daniel's name, and then you say, I can't hear you, so then I have to grab the mic and go, I just said I was getting it ready, Dave, and then I put the mic down, and then you go, I couldn't hear what you said, Rob, and then I would pick it up again.
We're all good.
This was 30 minutes after...
We're all good, Robert, except sometimes, Robert, you feel very easy. It's very easy for you to lash out when you're under stress or time constraint. And that's when a real radio guy stays calm and collected and doesn't freak out and bite the host's head off. Are you aware of that?
Other than the Eastside Dave show, I haven't really gotten to work in real radio, so I'm a little rusty. I apologize.
I know, but I tried teaching you lessons in case you actually want to get a job, like a job somewhere.
Right, and then it would be good if I was trying to get a job somewhere to point out this was a bit we wrote before the show, and that I'm the most respectful producer
it's a bit that we would point out. My point is, as I'm trying to help you
for my lines to come up.
Robert, my point is, as I'm trying to help you out and stuff, like, the old bite the hand that feeds you, maybe you have patience with me and you save that kind of fucking attitude for other people. Is that fair?
That is, yeah. And this is definitely an instance where maybe it was some misplaced irritability. And
don't do misplaced irritability on me anymore.
I apologize. Yeah, that was bad.
I don't need it.
That's fair.
Okay. I got enough stress in my life. Yeah. I look at you as my right-hand man. God knows Roy Harder's a fucking psychopath. Did you hear that fucking introduction?
He's got me to worry about.
He's a fucking psychopath. Look at his beard. Look at the Aryan Nazi heritage of Roy Harder. I love him. He's my number one musician pal, and I love him to death. He's my wrestling broadcast partner. But you've always been my right-hand man when it comes to things like this. But I got to tell you, I've never yelled at someone who I work for like that in my entire life. Are we not talking now?
No, I apologize.
There you go. Now we're all good. Do you think, though, you were wrong in doing that?
I think what was happening, Dave, was I would feel bad if I yelled at the person who was actually irritating me that much. And so some of it that I was trying to bottle up, you can only bottle up so much.
Don't, Robert.
Spilled over, so I apologize.
Robert, who has helped you the most in your fucking career? Seriously.
You, Dave. You know that. And
don't yell at me ever again.
Yeah.
Don't talk back. Don't be a fucking asshole to me. Okay?
I got you.
Got it. Good. Let's have a show now. What do you say?
Works for me.
Bo. You're the special guest tonight. Sorry that Robert got us off to a fucked up start. Now, me and Robert are on the same page, and my anger goes to you.
If anything, I'm the one that's a little bit angry, all right? Last weekend, the freaking Mets had a quick exit, a team that freaking 101 wins. I freaking have a few things I really got to blame for what happened. For one thing, we freaking made every time we had not much longer than maybe a 3-game losing streak, it seemed Atlanta kept not winning, and it was like we were in a situation where they're winning on a 100-game pace.
All right, let's just hold the phone. I didn't even get to set you up or talk to you. You just went and started goddamn fucking rambling. Everyone's just rambling tonight. It's called, you do a podcast. Your name is Daniel Bobo Kurlan. You host Best Seats in the House, right?
I just wasn't sure whether to just go.
Oh, no, I'm going to fucking set you up, pal, because here's the bottom line. Your goddamn New York Mets choked yet again. And this is going to be a very Met choking intensive episode. We need to know why this keeps happening each and every year. And since we got the Mets version of Steve Bartman, Daniel Bobo Kurlan at our disposal, you're always the guy. You're just like Bartman. If you had a little yellow Sony Walkman, you'd look exactly like him. You act like him. And just like Steve Bartman, maybe you're the curse. What is the deal with the Mets? Who is to blame for all these choke jobs? It starts before Buck Showalter. It's now been, the Mets have had more choke jobs in the last 15 to 20 years than any team in baseball. A few years ago, they were up 7.5 games with 17 games to play, and they lost the fucking division. How the hell has that happened? And now here they are. Playing the best baseball they've ever played. They have a series against the Braves. They get swept, and then they lose. They have 3 home playoff games. They lose 2 to the Padres. Now you can talk, Bo. Why is your team such full of choke artists? Why does this keep happening? Who's to blame?
Well, I think maybe it's a lack of talent. One thing, the freaking Wilpons didn't know how to run a team. The previous ownership, Steve Cohen's inherited a lot of work ahead of him. All right, I said by 2024 we were going to win it all. I blame the general manager, lack of moves at the trade deadline. Freaking being so obsessed with not wanting to trade away.
How about you? Hold on, Bo. What about you? Are you a curse? Is Citi Field a curse? They haven't won since they've gone to Citi Field, and they've had plenty of opportunities to win. The Yankees have won in the new Yankee Stadium. The Mets have not won since they closed down Shea. And right off the bat, Citi Field ruined their fucking future. Well, the guy who was going to be a future Hall of Famer in David Wright, when they had these ridiculous 420-foot outfield walls, destroying all of David Wright's power. He tried to change his swing. He fucked up his back. His entire career was never again. You can basically blame Citi Field on the collapse of David Wright. Then they fucking get this new owner. The Wilpons have sucked. They get taken by Bernie Madoff. They got this new guy who bought every single player. And they got nothing to show for it. And now it's not the Yankees buying every player. It's the Mets, bro. And you're still choking.
Well, to be fair, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Ooh, he's right there, David. He's got you there.
And
I know that's a cliche, but
even George Steinbrenner did take a few years before he could get the team riding.
Okay, but Bo, here's the point. Rome was eventually built. The Mets don't seem like they're always going to spend money and always field an all-star team, but they're never going to win a championship. What the hell what happened this weekend? The Padres didn't even have Fernando Tatis Jr., who's been suspended and injured, suspended for the PEDs and was hurt. Yeah, they had Machado and Juan Soto, and they have some players. But Jesus Christ, Max Scherzer, choke job of the century, Bo.
He clearly was not right. He looked like his oblique was not there.
Oh, we're blaming injuries now? You're a doctor?
Injuries, but still, he should have maybe spoke out a little bit.
That's weird. So your starting pitcher for game 1 had an oblique injury. None of the media reported this, but Daniel Bobo Kurlan happens to know this for a fact. If this was the case, why would Buck Showalter start him in game 1, you little fucking liar?
He probably just had too much pride and didn't want to admit it at this time of year.
Or he was not injured, or he was, he just went out there in game one. He was totally fine and got lit up for 4 home runs. Ping, pang, pow. Every time I turned on, another goddamn batter was hitting a fucking 450-foot rocket shot. I felt like I was playing old school Nintendo's Baseball Stars game. Balls were going zoom like that. Boo, boo, boo. I'm like, holy shit, Bobo cursed these fuckers again.
I feel maybe Scherzer doesn't seem to do a good job of lasting the whole year. It's starting to feel like he's Tom Glavine 2.0.
And what about Tom Glavine? He's got nothing in common with Tom Glavine. Tom Glavine's a southpaw who is a guy who kind of, a junk pitcher, plays around the plate, and Scherzer's a right-handed power guy. There's nothing in common between Max Scherzer and Tom Glavine. Horrible comparison.
Tom Glavine pitched. We needed that one win, the biggest game of our lives.
Oh, I see. So you're comparing him to Tom Glavine in terms of chokeability. He's just as much of a choke artist as Tom Glavine.
Yeah, exactly. With this uniform. I also conspiracy the architecturally designed the Citi Field. Because this was a stadium that was designed when the previous ownership owned it.
Oh, I like the conspiracy theory.
I told you that ballpark destroyed the Mets for a couple of years. It certainly destroyed David Wright. But now, they have moved the fences in, since Wright has gone. So it's like, fuck you, David Wright. But at least the fences are in a little bit for Pete Alonso and stuff. But it doesn't matter. The bad vibes of that ballpark, the Jackie Robinson Rotunda. Last time I checked, Jackie Robinson never played for the Mets. Yet you have a whole rotunda named after Jackie Robinson. It's a nice gesture. I'm not questioning people honoring Jackie Robinson. I'm questioning why the Mets are doing it since Jackie Robinson never played for the fucking Mets. Seems like you're co-opting a guy who was never in your franchise. Again.
I feel also on a previous ownership over his obsession with the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Right.
He's one of those people that grew up that say, why they fucking have to move to another city? And
right, but the Dodgers are still an organization, Bo. They just happen to be playing in Los Angeles. So really, if the Dodgers, even the LA Dodgers, wanted to do a Jackie Robinson Rotunda, they should be the ones to do it, or a Jackie Robinson, because they're still the Dodgers franchise. It still counts. They just went from Brooklyn to LA. So you guys are the Mets. But don't worry about it. You got Tom Seaver, right?
Yeah, I feel there should have been, maybe, if anything, a rotunda named after Tom Seaver.
Now, how's Tom Seaver doing these days?
He's unfortunately passed away, and it took an ownership to do something that done a long time ago, was build that statue in front of Citi Field. Wasn't even a thought during the previous ownership.
How about all right, I didn't know that about Tom, the great late Tom Seaver, I suppose. I'm so sorry about that. What about Carter? I know Gary Carter was your favorite Met growing up. How's he doing? What's he up to?
He's unfortunately passed away these days.
You see how bad this curse is? This is why this is a Mets intensive episode, because either they're choking fucking playoff games away or they're dying. And I blame you. Because you were the direct link that I can make is, how many games did you go to this year?
I have been to 22 games.
22.
The away games I went to, and doubleheaders, I count as attending 2 games.
Okay, so here's the point. 22 games you attended. Hold on. When you see this, shut those fucking fat lips of yours. When you see this.
Okay.
Bottom line is this. You went to 22 Mets games. The year is 2022. Yeah. They choked. You were there for 22. They choke in 22. The Bobo connection.
It's the whole number 22. Maybe next year I might need to go to more games than that equals the year that does not match the year I went to.
Okay. Yeah, that's my point. Something is fishy. Roy, what do you think about this?
I see it now. It was in front of our eyes this entire time. How were we so blind to it?
Bobo, last night, you're getting dominated by the San Diego Padres' Joe Musgrove, and Buck Showalter tries some chintzy shit. He has the umpires check the guy's ears because he is claiming there was a foreign substance or some kind of chemical or a cream or a Vaseline on the ears. His ears were just shiny. Sometimes people are sweaty and they have shiny ears or shiny forehead. Doesn't mean there's jelly or Vaseline on it. And Buck Showalter getting a ton of fucking criticism today by like pretty much everyone in the sports media, calling him a little fucking, piece of shit, needling, this is chintzy fucking lame shit. Umpires, look at this. He's got to check the guy's ears. And the guy was like, that was weird. I had an umpire rubbing my ears. That's what he said after the game. He was like, yeah, it was really weird. I had an umpire rubbing my ears, but yeah, they found absolutely nothing. He was bone dry. He had absolutely no goddamn fucking Vaseline or jelly on his stupid ass ears. And Buck Showalter in the Mets on top of a devastating, no heart loss. One hit, no runs. They were shut out by the Padres 6-0. They were one hit by the Padres. They got one hit in all 9 innings. No runs. And Buck Showalter blames Musgrove. How are the Mets fans feeling about that? Because Buck Showalter got a lot of good energy, good publicity, a lot of support from the Mets fans this year. But come on, that was a little bit chintzy, no?
I think Buck really made a mistake doing that, especially behind by so much. You didn't really need to do that. You really need to do that, all right? Some people have a sweat in their ears. But Buck made a big mistake making that move. All he did was embarrass himself. And if he does not bring home a championship as manager, he will forever be linked to that incident. Yes, last night.
Okay, interesting point from Bo. Bo, what did you do immediately after the Mets lost the series? A Mets fan deal with yet another awful, catastrophic choke job. Did Bo get some shots of tequila to forget about it? I've done that after a brutal Yankee loss from time to time. That's sort of what I do.
Well, here's what happened. Well, because it was a playoff game, I thought it was special enough that instead of watching it in my bedroom, I decided to watch it in the living room.
I thought you were going to say at a bar, at Citi Field parking lot with friends. You just went 8 feet. That was the difference.
Well, my living room TV is a much bigger TV.
Right. My point was
TV. Plus that the bar I saved that for later rounds.
Okay, what did you do after the game? After they lost? What was Bo's reaction like?
Well, I nearly destroyed the TV by throwing my remote. First, I was lucky that the worst happened was the batteries fell out of the remote.
Bobo, what are you, fucking Elvis over there? I mean, you can't be goddamn doing shit like this. You can't be throwing stuff on the television and breaking TVs.
Off the TV upset is what happened.
All right.
I turned off the TV upset. I may have grabbed that shot of rum that I gave the Jabu I own. Yes, I own a replica of Jabu for the movie Major League. Yes, I offer it rum.
So you went to rum. What kind of rum? Captain Morgan?
Yeah, Captain Morgan.
That's an interesting
good for you,
point,
Bo.
Dave.
The
Guardians
when the Yankees lost to the Red Sox in 2004, I'll be honest, I had just shots and shots of tequila intentionally trying to burn that night out of my head. And it somewhat worked. I only remember the Johnny Damon Grand Slam, but I still remember that. So that kind of sucks. But the rest of the game, I did kind of burn it out of my head with like 8 fucking zillion shots of tequila. That does work on a brutal sports loss, but you gotta drink as soon as that last out or the last fucking, the zeros go on the clock for the hockey or the basketball or the football. You got to hit those shots really quick. But you'll be able to get most of the game out of your head. That was my strategy in 2004, Bo.
So I have to say most of that game is out of my head, except for this little embarrassment by Buck Showalter, that because all I keep hearing about it on every Twitter feed. Everybody I know who watched the game. I think I may have even heard it when I was listening to the fan, and it's gonna forever haunt my memory all winter long.
Bo, we occasionally do this. We haven't done this in quite some time on the Davey Mac Sports Program because the name of the game is Interrogation. Now, we have interrogated you before. Your interrogations have always been quite disturbing, and many people are talking. You get reported to the NYPD often. I even heard someone report you to the FBI to put you on 3 various lists. But this is not your typical Davey Mac Sports Program interrogation that we're going to do with you tonight. Tonight, it's a very special Mets interrogation, if you will. Are you prepared for this?
I'm prepared for this.
Shall we get started, Bo?
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. You know how this begins, Bo. Please state your name and your hat size.
Daniel Bobo Kurlan, size 7, fitted cap size.
Okay, he knows his hat size. Why did the Mets fuck up again this year, and are you to blame?
It's bad timing against bad teams down the stretch, having to be reduced to playing a wild card round, and bad decisions on the general manager, especially if you're all going all in for the season. You need to make those big moves at the trading deadline.
Okay, if Keith or Hernandez asked you for some cum, would you give it to him, and how would you give it to him?
I pull out a shot glass. There you go. Just remember to clean it that way.
Well, now, Bo, so that would imply you have a shot glass of cum ready to go. I mean, how's the cum going to get in there?
That would be jacked into a shot glass.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Roy doesn't need to hear this fucking shit. He's a good person. He lives a clean life. He doesn't need to hear you fucking say you're going to jerk off into a shot glass and give it to Keith Hernandez. And maybe I should fucking forward this to the guys at SNY and say, hey, people at SNY, that's the Mets television station in New York, make sure you have a 50-foot restraining order on this fucking kid, Daniel Bobo Kurlan, because he wants to fucking jack off into a shot glass and give it to Keith Hernandez.
Well, if Keith asks for it, then he gets it. If he asks.
All right. Next one. Who would you rather make out with, Mookie Wilson or Lenny Dykstra?
Probably Lenny Dykstra.
Racist. Fucking racist over there.
No,
fucking racist.
Guy's fun to party with.
Yeah, but you're telling me that Lenny Dykstra with those teeth and the tobacco and the this and the that he would be the breath. Oh my God, it would be horrible. Meanwhile, Mookie hit the ground ball that went through Buckner's legs, and he seems like he has much more pillowy lips. And he also seems like, unlike Lenny, Mookie probably bathes every day. And I can't say the same thing about Dykstra, Bo. I just think that was a bad decision on your part. But this is your interrogation, Bo. If God said he could give you 10 World Series, 10 Mets championships in a row. Okay, this is God saying this to you. All he needs you to do is sacrifice one of your dogs on an altar. All right, would you do it?
I don't know. I guess they do it. I want to see.
Roy, he just said he'd go to a fucking stone altar and take out Mr. Jeepers and fucking slit his throat and let him bleed all over to death as a sacrifice to God for the championships.
I wasn't expecting that, Bobo.
We know how much he loves his dogs.
Yeah.
But fucking goodbye, Mr. Jeepers, I'm supposing.
Wow.
Fuck. By the way, that was actually one of those stories that was in the Bible, but it wasn't included when they did that little council in 310.
It wasn't Abraham's son.
No, it was Bo's dog that had to be sacrificed. Yeah, they changed it. They changed the characters around.
Yeah.
Bo, seriously, serious question. Past or present, who's the most attractive Met player of all time?
That's a fair question.
Fair question.
I probably have to say, by default, I'd have to say David Wright, because I freaking remember the women going nuts over him.
By women, by women, you're talking about yourself?
No, I'm talking about actual women that I've seen going nuts over him when he's
And by actual women, you're talking about you stuffing some tissues in your shirt and putting a dress on?
No, I'm not talking about that.
You're talking about people with vaginas? Those people?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not talking about something I may have did to help pay an electric bill in the past.
Okay. Oh. Interesting, Bo. Now, if David Wright wanted to sit on your face, would you let him?
Hey, the guy's mate. Even though his career got cut short, the guy's done a lot that a lot of people wish they could have done in their lifetime. So I got to give props to that. So out of respect, yes.
Yes. Oh. I mean, even if it was just a Met G-string he was wearing, you're going to allow him to sit on your face for 120 seconds.
Yeah, out of respect, yeah.
Wow. That's a long time, Roy. That's 2 minutes of
2 minutes.
David Wright in a G-string sitting on Bo's face.
Yeah, some mental picture too.
Bo, you're a big Gary Carter fan.
Yeah.
If pirates paid you £1 million of gold to dig up the grave of Gary Carter and give them his body, would you do that?
No, because I don't take blood money.
Okay. Wow. He'd let David Wright sit on his face, but Gary Carter, I mean, he's not going to feel it. He's dead. You get £1 million of gold. That's a fucking score, brother.
Yeah, but I don't want to take money that was acquired from destroying a village.
Okay.
You can't argue with that, David.
No, I mean, I guess so. Bo, next one. How much money would it take you if we on the Davey Mac Sports Program, we dressed you up like Luke Skywalker, and then we blew up Tom Seaver's head like it was the Death Star? You know, like we put you in a little Luke pilot outfit, and then we got Tom Seaver's head, and then we did a countdown, and we did this all on YouTube, and we blew up Tom Seaver's head. How much money could we get this done for? Like $25,000? Could you be a part of this production?
It would take enough for 20 years of season tickets, including every potential playoff game.
All right, so season tickets for 20 years to blow up Tom Seaver's head with you in a Luke Skywalker outfit on YouTube. You're promising us that's all it takes? Because we could probably do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Bo, does Mr. Met have a tumor? Why is the head so bulbous?
It's not a tumor, and his head is because he died at his head.
Bo, you should have stopped. Bo.
It's not a tumor.
Stop with the kindergarten cop reference. That was fucking gold.
You nailed it.
You nailed it. You don't fucking keep talking. It's not a tumor. It was brilliant. Both me and Roy were trying not to step over your stupid fucking lines because your shitty ass fucking phone sucks so much. But that was tremendous. The kindergarten cop thing.
Well done, Bobo.
No reaction. We get more reaction when we shit on him than when we compliment him. It's very strange. Bo, how about this for a joke? Maybe the Mets' new mascot should be Mr. Heimlich because they choke so much.
If they gave me that job, I'll take it on the spot.
Of being Mr. Heimlich?
Yeah. Going cold on the phone and offered me that job.
Do me a favor. Since you want the Mr. Heimlich job, act like Mr. Heimlich. Like what would do a funny voice and be into character. What would you, as Mr. Heimlich, the mascot, sound and look like? What would you be doing as Mr. Heimlich? Heimlich should be saving people, Bo. He shouldn't be the one choking.
But the part, or actually,
There you go. That's better. That's better.
Pretending to Heimlich on fans at the stadium.
How about you do this? The Mets do the first ever double mascot team. As far as I know, everyone always has the one mascot. So what I'm about to propose is pretty fucking innovative. You have one little guy who's dressed in a Met uniform. We call him Chokey. Okay. And then you have the bigger guy with the Met hat, Mr. Heimlich. And every seventh inning, Chokey goes, he hits a double. And then when he's on second base, he starts choking. And Mr. Heimlich runs out to second base, gives him the Heimlich. He spits up a hot dog. And you have a fun little segment for all the Mets fans to enjoy. A double mascot scenario, Chokey and Mr. Heimlich. What do you think about that?
I might have to call up my co-host Robert right now and ask him what he thinks of that proposal.
Your co-host Robert Kramer of Best Seats in the House podcast. Yes.
Yep, exactly. My co-host.
Excellent. Yes, give yourself a plug, Bo. If you're gonna plug, give yourself a plug. Bo, would you rather suck the nipples of Darryl Strawberry or Dwight Gooden? This time you can't be racist since they're both African Americans. See? Because I knew you were going to do that with the fucking Mookie Wilson Dykstra question.
Yeah. Chocolate milk.
In fact, probably Darryl Strawberry because the guy does hold the all-time team home run record.
You're going with Darryl over Doc?
Yeah, because Darryl does hold a team record.
What, Dwight Gooden doesn't have any records of his own? I mean, he didn't win a Cy Young. He wasn't one of the greatest pitchers in baseball for a 2 to 3 or 4 year period in the mid 80s.
That'd be a tough one. But
sure as fuck would be.
I have to go with someone that's like on the top of a team record.
No, it makes me smile. The fact that both Darryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden, after they got so coked up and fucking kicked off the Mets, they both won championships with the Yankees. I love that, Bo.
That's always our history of our team. They always do better out. They always do better after. Usually happens with prospects that don't pan out.
Bo, if Pete Alonso guaranteed that the Mets would win the World Series next year, all he had to do was shit in Bo's mouth for a week, for every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, that's a lot of shit in there.
That's 3. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner for an entire week. You don't get the food. You get what David Wright shits into your mouth. Would you do this for a World Series championship next year? Pete Alonso. Would you do that?
I'd say, okay, Pete, if that's what must be done, go ahead. Go ahead.
Wow.
Boy.
That's a lot to ask for, Roy. Would you? I mean, I can't imagine signing that up for anything, really. Even if someone's like world peace and everyone's rich, I'd be like, I don't think I can do a week.
I'm out. Yeah, no way. I got my pride.
Final question, Bo. Why do the Mets choke like dogs each and every year?
I didn't hear what you were saying.
Final question. Why do the Mets choke like dogs each and every year?
We still got Will Pond stank.
Okay. Oh, so you're blaming the former owner. All right. And that's interrogation with Bobo.
Well done. Such honesty.
I mean, it was very honest, Bo. Now, while this is a Met intensive episode, I'll let you off the hook for a second. The Giants won yesterday. Was that at least good for you? The Giants upset the Packers. See, I'm a Yankees fan. Bo's a Mets fan, but we both agree on the New York Football Giants as our favorite NFL team. So we do have that nice common connection. How about that Giants upset over the Packers, Bo?
I was probably waking up just about everybody in my neighborhood that doesn't normally get up early on a Sunday. And damn it, I'm proud of it too.
All right.
It was an amazing win, and it felt fucking fantastic. It did. The Buck Showalter thing was a disgrace. The Citi Field thing has been a disgrace. Max Scherzer fucking just shitting the bed was a disgrace. Where do the Mets go from here? Who do they sign? What do they need? What kind of reinforcements should they be getting?
Well, I know there's 3 things they need to do. 1, re-sign Jacob deGrom. Re-sign try to pull a trade for Shohei Ohtani, who, by the way, there is only one team that Shohei Ohtani did not list in his no trade clause, and that's the Mets, because apparently he said that because he owes a lot to the GM that signed him with the Angel when he was with the Angels. Guess who was the GM of the Angels back then? Ooh. Billy, the current GM of the Mets.
Okay, good info, Bo.
Apparently, he's confident that he feels.
All right, that's good. All right, fair enough. As for my team, the New York Yankees, we start our playoff run on Tuesday, and I'm excited. Hopefully, Garrett Cole doesn't pull a Scherzer. That's what I'm going to call when you're an ace and you give up 4 home runs. And Cole has pulled a Scherzer in the past, so I'm not saying Cole's automatic. He's also had great games in the past in the postseason. So we're just going to have to see if Cole pulls a Scherzer. Then the Yankees are fucked. The Yankees won't win anything if Cole is going to go out there and Scherzer this entire postseason run. If Cole goes out there and acts like Cole, or if Cole pulls a CC Sabathia, and that is, pitch your ass off in the postseason and get yourself a ring, then the Yankees will win the championship. And if the Yankees win a championship, they're going to be re-signing Aaron Judge. Here's the one thing I hate about Mets fans, Bo, like you, is the second you guys lost and choked, your attention came to, well, we're going to now steal Aaron Judge in the offseason. So before the Yankees even start our postseason run, the Mets are talking about, we're going to steal one of your players. And you expect us not to rub it in and act like assholes when you choke every fucking year? Do you understand that for the next, I would say 20 years, if you're a Mets fan and you get out to first place in April or May or June, maybe you don't talk shit to Yankee fans for a change. You know why? Because every fucking year you choke like dogs. The Mets are like daylight savings time, ahead in the spring, and they're back in the fall. And that's the way it goes with the New York Mets. Every single year, we see the same fucking movie. Get out to a great start. Mets fans get nuts. Start now fucking feeling. I remember when fucking people were saying Reyes after having like 1.5 good seasons. Jose Reyes was a better shortstop than Derek fucking Jeter. I was there. These were conversations that were happening. And every goddamn year, like a bunch of goddamn fucking siblings, you're all confused and devastated when your team chokes. Do you ever hear of the phrase karma? Bad karma? Maybe you Mets fans need to brag after actually winning a World Series and saving your bragging until then. Because you choke. Every fucking year you choke. Chokety, choke, choke, choke. You're goddamn right you need Mr. Heimlich and Chokey, the mascots, because someone's got to prevent this fucking choking in the future. Thoughts and opinions, bitch.
I'm going to throw this one to you, Bobo.
Well, I have to admit, maybe I might see maybe going into spring training, might see a Mr. Heimlich and Chokey little skits on a house.
Well, I mean, you're joking around, but it's like enough's enough. I couldn't be if the Giants, like, Bo, you and I are Giants fans.
Yeah.
When the Giants suck, they just suck. And then it's like the Giants will suck for like 5 or 6 years, and then you'll just out of the blue go on a Super Bowl run. I'll take that rather than my team always teasing me and then choking and not winning. I'll take 5 years of shitty fucking football because right now we got a good team again. And we got a great coach and a fine GM. And these two guys are going to propel the franchise to the future. But I can't imagine winning year in and year out and collapsing at the end every year. And it is because the Mets are becoming the number one team in baseball. Don't forget, the Red Sox used to have the choke title. That's long gone. The Red Sox have won 4 championships in the 21st century. So their choke title has been totally removed when you win 4 World Series in the 2000s. So who gets the choke title then? The Mets. The Mets get the choke title. They deserve it. And the Mets fans for years have pretended like they have some small rinky-dink fucking franchise until Steve Cohen finally put that stupid-ass myth to shame when he said, well, hold on, the Mets are a New York fucking city sports team. They should be a top 3 in payroll, and we will be. The Mets, I believe, are number 1. Are they not, Bo?
We might be either number 1 or very close second.
Very, very high at the top, Bo. And so now you guys have just as much money and you spend just as much, if not more money than the Yankees. But at the same time, here come the choke. And look, if the Yankees choke this year and the Yankees don't win a championship, I'm going to fucking destroy them. I'm going to destroy Brian Cashman so goddamn hard, it's not even funny. Because if the Yankees win, I feel like it's despite Brian Cashman, not because of him. When Aaron Judge had the greatest offensive season in baseball history, he did not have enough. He stands there. We had guys. It was interesting. 2 of the guys that I've been screaming about for years, I want to get Manny Machado and Juan Soto. Both had 2 hits each for the Padres last night. So the 2 guys I've been desperate to get showed up in the postseason, hit the fucking Padres over the Mets. And that's fine. But Josh Donaldson, he sucks. So listen, Yankees go out there and they fucking choke. Don't worry, Bo. I am going to lay the hammer down on Brian Cashman. But I am aghast that this happens year in and year out to the Mets. At some point, do you think they're just fucking with you?
No, I think it's some weird baseball karma thing that they're always, until a team wins a championship, they have that little choke title. I feel it goes through cycles, sometimes shorter than others.
1969 to 1986. That's 17 years between championships. 1986 to 2022. That's 36 years. 36 years now since the Mets have won a championship. 1986 was a long time ago, pal. They got to the series in 2015. They got beat by the Kansas City Royals, of all teams. And then they get to the series in the year 2000, and they lose to my team, the New York Yankees, who squashed you guys like the bugs you are. Can the Mets ever be the number 1 team in New York, or is that just totally gone?
I feel it could happen. I'm going to go as far as performing an exorcism at Citi Field before opening day.
You got to do something. Citi Field's a curse. I am telling you, straight up, I feel it. Now,
So,
yeah.
like I said, I'm performing an exorcism on opening day next year.
Okay. Now, one problem, my friend. You're Jewish. Catholics are the only ones. I mean, I can speak from, being a Catholic. We're the only ones that are allowed to do exorcisms. It's got to be a Roman Catholic priest, not a Jew. I don't even think Jews believe in hell, for that matter.
I'm getting Robert Kramer to perform the exorcism.
Okay, yeah. Robert Kramer is a Catholic?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can light a menorah if you want.
Even though I'm not in that religion though.
You're not into religion? You don't believe in God anymore?
No, but I'm not Jew though. That's a religion. I don't practice that religion.
Well, but you're Jewish though. You don't practice it, but that's what you are. It's also, isn't it also some sort of ancestry thing?
Yeah, there might be some ancestry there. There's some.
I looked you up on ancestry.com. I did. I was able to link you back to the Three Stooges, who a lot of people don't know were also of Jewish descent, right, Roy?
Yeah, Matthew, Mark, and Luke.
What? Bo, there's someone who wants to talk to you, who wants to console you, because you could probably use a little bit of a cheer me up here today. So should we get him out?
Sure, no problem.
Roy, do you mind stretching while I make some room for this person?
Take your time, David. Take your time.
Okay.
Oh, we'll stretch a little.
I'm taking my time, baby.
Oh man.
Where'd Bo go?
Take some more time.
Where's Bo going?
I think
he's left.
I think he's going for a jog or something.
He decided to take this time to get a little snack for himself. I said to stretch. He leaves. Yeah. What is he getting? Hold on. I gotta know. Roy, ask him what he's getting. What are
you drinking there? But what you get right out of the fridge? Is that like a hot chocolate or something?
No, I just poured some whiskey into this coffee.
Okay. So an Irish coffee. Okay.
Hi, baby.
Hey, little Davey.
Happy to see me, baby.
I see you, little Davey.
I'm happy to see you, baby. I'm so happy to see you. Hey, Bo.
Yeah.
How come your team sucks so much, baby? Why do they choke?
It's just our nature. We have a stink that we need to rub off.
Sometimes I think the Mets suck as hard as you suck my dick, baby.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm not good again.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since we 69. Right, babe?
It's been years.
Baby, I love you so much. I want to sing a song to you now. And this is a brand new song, okay? It's not the best friend song. Because we all best friends, aren't we, baby?
Oh, little Davey.
We're such good friends, Roy. You know what we like to do? Snowball each other. We snowball all the time.
Snowball away, little Davey.
Do you know what snowballing is, Daniel?
Oh, what it is. Spitting your own into someone else.
What? No, I meant we just go outside during the winter and, throw snowballs at each other. What was that? We fucking spit cum in each other's mouth? What the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I'm talking about having a fun snowball fight in December. You fucking pervert. Motherfucker. I want to go in there today. The winter's going to be here. Maybe we don't make a snowman and have a snowball fight. We're not fucking coming in each other's faces and making out, you sick freak. Let me get to my song and get the fuck out of here. I'm disturbed by you. Bo, you ever watch The Muppet Show?
Of course I have. I've watched
All right,
it.
shut up. I didn't ask for its IMDb, you fuck. I just asked if you watched it.
Yes, I do.
All right. keep that show in mind when you hear this song, okay? Okay?
Hey.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. It's time to choke in baseball. It's time to have no fight. It's time to have no heart on the Met Choking Show tonight. It's time to choke in day games. It's time to choke at night. The Mets love to choke their ass off on the Met Choking Show tonight. Why do they always do this? Keith Hernandez doesn't know. They're killing a young man whose name is Daniel, a.k.a. Bobo. It's time to get things choking. Mets time is always choking. Why Mets be always choking on the most chokeable, choke abominable, choke unconscionable, choke terrible. This is what we call Met Choking Show. How about a round of applause, Bo, you fuck?
All right, you did a good performance. Good job. Good job. Davey.
Bravo.
I tell you, baby, I miss you so much.
Miss you too, little Davey.
Hey, baby, I just got a brand new Snapchat account. If you want to send me some dick pics. Babe?
There's some on file.
Okay, so just send me the ones you got on file, and I'll send some back. I only got a little bit of fuzz between my legs, but it still counts as a puppet dick, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, listen, baby, I'd stay and talk with you all night long, but I don't want to. I have to jerk off now. See you later. Bye, everyone. Bye, Boo. Bye.
Hey.
Oh, let's stretch a little, Bobo.
Make sure you stretch, Bo.
That's kind of whiskey you're drinking there, Bobo.
Yeah. What is that? What kind of... What?
What are you saying?
What kind of whiskey you drinking?
That's just McConnell's whiskey.
McConnell's, Roy. I don't know. I've never heard of that brand before. McConnell's.
Might be a box.
The very shows on Compound.
Okay. Rod, do we have video of the fan who ran onto the field and got tackled by a football player? We'll get off the Mets for a second, Bo, because I can see it's depressed the shit out of you. I can't blame you. You deserve to be depressed. You know, if my team did this to me, I'd stop being a fucking fan of them. I'm not even kidding. Okay, so this is on Monday Night Football. An animal rights protester ran onto the field during the LA Rams game. And here's some of the footage of it.
Was he protesting the name of? Was he protesting the name of the team? The Rams?
Nah, just animal rights. I don't know. It wasn't. That was the football player, dude. You'll get a few angles, or maybe not. Maybe just the one angle. But there was a football player. I mean, the guy's running with a smoke bomb. He's a foot away from the sideline. So yeah, the guy on the sideline's like, "Fuck this shit! I gotta tackle this fucking dude." All right, so that's the video. Guess who the fuck?
Here we are talking about
guess who the fuck is now actually filed not a lawsuit, a criminal complaint against the LA Rams linebacker who tackled him. That motherfucker. He runs onto the field. His goddamn protest makes no sense. And he's got a smoke thing. And he's a foot away from the Rams. The Rams guy doesn't know if he's going to toss that smoke thing and hit him, get fucking burned to wire, hit him in the face. He tackles the guy, and the guy files a criminal complaint against the linebacker who tackled him.
I'm sure that's going to be dismissed the minute it hits the bench, David.
I think not only should it be dismissed, the judge should give this guy the fucking max. Listen,
throw the book out.
Running onto the field's illegal. Find some fucking law where this guy can go to jail for 15 goddamn years. Because if you're going to play around with that kind of shit, I mean, you run onto the field, but then on top of it, you're acting like an asshole and filing criminal complaints because you're a fucking pussy. Fuck you. If I'm the judge, this kid's lucky I'm not a judge. I'd send this kid to fucking Alcatraz if I could. Anybody?
I'm with you, David. Can't deny that. Did he actually break up the game when he did it, or was it just kind of like?
He broke up the fucking game. The whole thing was a pain in the ass.
Well, that's major money.
There was a whole delay and everything like this and that, and the whole thing was interrupted. I just don't want to see the linebacker get in trouble. I think the linebacker should have fucking not only tackled him, picked him up, and delivered the Undertaker tombstone pile driver to the guy. Well, that's what he should have done.
When you start messing with big businesses like that on those networks in their airtime, and you start messing with the timing of that game, oh, they're going to come down hard on you.
Well, they better come down hard on this protester guy, because I didn't like that with the criminal complaint. You act like a jack off, you get tackled. There it is. Deal with it. You got on the television. You got your little thing in. That's it. End of story. Don't be an ass. Next one is this.
Oh, Dave, one issue was he made a helmet-to-helmet contact with a defenseless receiver, though. So it was a target.
See, there it is.
If you consider it that way, it would be a penalty in the NFL.
There it is, Bo. Do you get that?
I get that one.
Next time, tell your face.
I know. The Warriors, Draymond Green knocked out his teammate.
I saw this video.
Holy shit. Last week, they made it sound like Draymond Green and his teammate, young superstar Jordan Poole, just got into, a routine yelling match back and forth, maybe a little pushing, maybe a little shoving, and that's it. Yeah. Now, TMZ releases the footage, and Draymond Green has immediately taken leave of absence because this was not your, conventional pushing and shoving between teammates at a team practice. Watch this vicious shit. This is some Mike Tyson. He turns this guy's lights off. Watch this. There's Draymond Green in the blue up at the top, and Jordan Poole is wearing the gray jersey, I believe, somewhere. They're talking. There, he's wearing the gray tank top. Draymond's walking towards him. He says something. Draymond's in his face. He pushes. Watch this. Boom!
Boom. Yeah, I guess he took those when he
pushed that shit again. Look at this. Draymond walks up, gets the push, and whoa, Jesus!
You want to know the best part about it was his reaction when he said he was more upset that the tape got leaked because he said he watched it 15 times and it makes him look really bad.
Holy shit. That's one of the most vicious punches I've ever seen, actually. Yeah. Like, that is some just straight up. So, yeah, Draymond's taking a leave of absence. They're in a bit of a dilemma here because Draymond Green is a team leader for the Golden State Warriors. He's been a part of all 4 of the Warriors championship teams. Yeah. And he's like, it's a Steph Curry, Draymond Green team with Klay Thompson also providing some leadership. But I would say the top 2 most important people in terms of leaders are Steph Curry and Draymond Green. I don't know what you do with this. I mean, I don't know how he stays on the team because that was fucking vicious, bro.
Well, that's actually what he said in the post interview after he saw this. He said, I can't believe that they only show the bad footage. You never see the footage of me hyping up the team, raising everyone to the next level. This is the stuff that gets released. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, well, no shit, Draymond. I mean, I'm actually a Draymond Green fan, believe it or not, because I like people who do the dirty work. I like people who rebound, who hustle, who make the plays that Draymond Green makes. Plays great defense. I like him as a basketball player. I think you need guys like Draymond Green to win championships. But come on. No, of course we're not going to show fucking random practice footage when jack and shit is going on. We're going to show practice footage when either Bobby Knight choked out that fucking kid in college at Indiana, or when you punch the fuck out of Jordan Poole. I mean, that's when we're going to see the fucking practice footage, for Christ's sakes. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but I'll tell you one thing. How much heart do the Warriors have? They get into fight in practices after winning the NBA championship. Yeah, meanwhile, the Mets, who haven't won a championship in 36 years, on their home field in an elimination game, got 1 hit. No heart.
They should be punching each other in the dressing room.
The Mets should be acting more like Draymond Green, and maybe you wouldn't get one hit in elimination game, Bo, you fucking Steve Bartman-looking stooge. I could see the cat's got your tongue over there.
Yeah, and to be fair, unlike Steve Bartman, I know when to not interfere with a play like that.
Oh.
Okay. I'm not sure that made any sense to humans on planet Earth, but we thank you for your input.
What would you
catch that foul ball? I don't.
Okay. All right.
When I see some player on my team trying to make a catch like that.
Okay.
What would you do if you were Steve Kerr, Dave?
If I was Steve Kerr, I'd have to suspend Draymond for 30 days. And because the NBA season starts on October 18th, that's a significant suspension. I would say I'm going to suspend you for 30 days, and then we're going to leave it up to Jordan Poole. If he can't play with you, Draymond, I mean, you're the guy who fucking punched him. But I would try to encourage Jordan Poole, if you can see it in your heart, to, forgive this guy. He's a guy that we need. So I don't know.
I envision a little bit of money exchanging hands over this for sure.
Oh, he'll get his ass fined, but I wouldn't kick Draymond off the team yet, because that would instantly make the Warriors a much less, talented basketball team.
Of course.
Well,
Are you going to tell me there's never been fights in professional teams? Come on.
There always are, but
Sure.
We at home don't get to see a teammate versus teammate, fight like that, of that magnitude in the locker room.
Sometimes it sucks when you see the sausage getting made. It is what it is.
And normally, there's a rule of equivalency. Like a shove, you don't respond to with a knockout Superman punch. You know what I mean? Like you have to shove back a little bit. And I like a guy who gets into fight at practice. I like a fired up performer, but you just got to know the line, right, Dave?
Yeah, no, but there is some truth to that, to what Robert's saying. I checked out the Twitter comments online. I want to see what people's reactions were. And believe it or not, I saw people calling that a sucker punch. Now, I personally feel like the term sucker punch is getting used way too often. I feel like anyone who gets punched now is calling it a sucker punch. And I thought that people calling that a sucker punch, I sort of disagreed with it, since Jordan Poole did shove him very aggressively, and they're face to face. This wasn't behind. This wasn't out of nowhere. There was aggression, tension, and the guy pushes one guy, and he comes back with the right hand. I didn't see it as a sucker punch. I just saw it as over the line. That's totally over the line in terms of what you should be doing at a basketball practice facility. But is that technically a sucker punch? I don't see it as a sucker punch. Roy, is that a sucker punch?
It's not a sucker punch, David. He was man to man. He was square up with the guy. Protect yourselves at all times. That's the number one rule.
You'd be surprised how many people on Twitter are saying something. Bo, sucker punch?
More like a knockout punch.
Bo, give yourself 15 points. That was your second good line of the night, baby.
Yeah.
And the kindergarten cop in that one. What?
Or as they like to say, more like that impossible knockout punch when you're finally playing Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Minus 35 points. You had it. You had it with the knockout punch line. Minus 75 more points. You're down to a minus 110 now because of that last comment. I apologize. But you had gold, and once again, you ruined it. Give yourself another minus 200 right now. You're down 310.
Both comments are like the Mets.
Yeah, I mean, choke city. Robert,
great.
Is that a sucker punch?
No, not at all. If you shove a guy like that, what do you expect to happen? Like something, right? Get your hands up. Roy said
I feel the same way. And I always was. I am a fan of Draymond Green, but you can't do that, my man. I mean, that fucking kid. How is he supposed to even go back and practice?
I mean, if you aren't getting like a punch thrown at you or a shove like that or something, you're not doing your job. As an aggressive defender. Like there is a level of like trying to elevate play, but again,
you can tell that's the kid of Visconti.
Now, I'm okay. Please, let's not touch that fucking shit. Now, listen.
I mean,
there is something funny to the humor to the story. I wasn't going to say it because it hasn't been confirmed. But Shaquille O'Neal, I'm sorry. Charles Barkley has the funniest fucking nickname for Draymond Green. So in the NBA, Roy, if you get a triple double, you've had an incredible game. It means double digits in points, rebounds, and assists. I suppose you can do it like Dikembe Mutombo once did it with points, rebounds, and block shots, believe it or not. But really, conventionally, it's points, rebounds, and assists. You get double figures. It's a triple double. That's actually a great fucking thing. Magic Johnson was known to get tons and tons of triple doubles. Okay. And that was a good thing. Charles Barkley calls Draymond Green the triple single because Draymond might get 6 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists, which don't sound like a lot. Draymond Green, to make this make sense, is not a guy who's going to show up statistically and you're like, holy shit. He's not a scorer. He's not like a shot blocker type, and he's not even going to get like a zillion rebounds like Rodman. But what he does is great defense. He does rebound, hard worker, hustle plays all the time, and he gets in the heads of his opponent. He brings a lot of value without getting a lot of the big numbers. But still, Charles Barkley calling him triple single is a real fucking slap in the face, and it's a hysterical goddamn fucking nickname for the guy. It makes me laugh all the time. The rumor is Jordan Poole, when Draymond went up to him and they were close before the shove, and Draymond was right there in the kid's face, he was saying, what'd you call me? What'd you call me? Because Jordan Poole called him triple single. He used Barkley's Draymond Green in real life does not get along with Charles Barkley. He has learned about this triple single because the Barkley Shaq TNT show is huge. It's a huge fucking basketball show. So when Barkley calls it, the players know about it. So if Jordan Poole called him triple single, does that give Draymond an excuse to punch his lights out?
Oh.
And by the way, Draymond's the veteran. Poole is whatever, 3rd, 4th year in the league.
Yeah. No, he's not going to have to. Barkley's talking. He's talking trash. That's what he does.
But does it matter that Jordan Poole called him triple single?
No, he was just repeating what someone else said. That's all.
When I heard that Jordan Poole called him triple single, I thought, you know what?
But does it warrant physical violence, David? Does it warrant physical violence? That's the question you got to ask yourself.
To me, it might. Because when the guy who's won 4 championships and is a foundation and a bedrock of what has become one of the best organizations in sports, when that guy gets disrespected by a young fucking player who, he's had some big moments, but he's got a ways to go before he can fucking throw that kind of trash talk. You got to understand, you haven't been around the league.
These men are paid mega amounts of money to uphold a different standard. They're supposed to set an example for the rest of society. They can't be fighting over every little name that they get called. It's ridiculous. It's beneath them.
Yeah, but what about a teammate disrespecting a fucking young teammate disrespecting the fucking 4-time champion and future Hall of Famer, most likely?
They should have the dignity to understand that for what it is. He's trying to get into another player's head. He should not allow himself to be manipulated like a fool.
He didn't. Well, no, he wasn't going to allow himself to be manipulated nor disrespected by punching the guy's face off. That's how he decided, I'm not going to let this kid get in my kitchen. I'm going to slug him. I'm just saying, you start calling Draymond Green triple single to his face.
Yeah.
You better watch it because you might get punched.
Well,
can I also make a point, Dave? I think it's kind of on the teammates too, like Curry, Klay Thompson, like you mentioned, Andre Iguodala. Like if you see the sophomore who had one hot season coming out and calling your teammate who won 4 champions with you triple single, like you send a message in practice. Remember when Pippen and Jordan in the Olympics, that guy that the Bulls drafted, they beat the hell out of
Tony Kukoc.
Right, just to send a message, and it was like, you're our guy. You got to earn that. And I think a lot of it falls on the veterans on that team to step up and be like, no. You don't get to talk to him.
I get it. I mean, Steph is probably uncomfortable and doesn't know what to do, and I can't blame him. He's like, well, Draymond's my boy. I know for a fact he's helped us win championships.
And I just watched
Poole
him knock
is
somebody
a
out.
young guy who had a great postseason, made some huge shots, and is one of the young stars as we try to get our 5th championship this year. He's probably like, shit, I don't know what to say. So I get it. I don't know. Bo, I saw your dog on screen. Dog's gone?
Yeah, he wanted to run back to the living room. He likes sitting on the living room couch.
Yeah. Now, did you tell that dog that earlier in the program you said that you would slit his throat to win 10 championships? Remember that? That cute little dog that you just showed on the Davey Mac Sports Program. You would go to a rock altar, tie him to it, and slit his fucking little puppy throat. Now, do you feel bad that that same dog is dead just because you need a fucking championship?
Yeah, I feel bad for that.
Yeah, you should. Minus 200 points. You're down to 510 now. Negative 510.
Yeah.
Bo, condolences on the Mets. We're going to get out of here now.
All right. But
you delivered. You delivered in what was a very special emergency Met-centric episode as we tried to figure out the mystery of why the Mets choke. It's right up there with who built Stonehenge, what happens at the Bermuda Triangle, Area 51, all of the great mysteries of the world. And I believe we've cracked the case. The reason why the Mets choke each and every year is you, Bo. It's you. Your attendance at 22 games this year in the year 2022 clearly set off some sort of negative chain reaction that was destined to result in the Mets' final choke job of the season. So congratulations, you're the curse of the Mets.
5 games, just to be on the safe side. 25 games.
Okay, fair enough. Bo, it was wonderful having you on the program tonight. Best seats in the house is your brand new podcast with your man, Robert Kramer, who apparently does exorcisms on the side.
Yep, exactly.
So go check out that podcast. He said big time. I said, well, Robert Kramer does podcasts on the side. He says big time. Robert Kramer does exorcisms on the side. Big time. He does big time exorcisms. He's always running around.
Stadiums and the like. Yeah.
Roy, anything to promote?
Nothing at all, David. I love you, brother.
Robert, anything?
Nope, I got nothing other than this. The Davey Mac Sports Program.
Check out at 95.9 The Rat YouTube page tomorrow as Wrestling on the Rat returns with a match that was broadcast by Roy Harder and myself. We do for the next 7 months, 1 match a month on the Rat's YouTube page at 95.9 The Rat, or you can see it at WRAT.com. I was involved in a wrestling match this past Saturday in North Jersey IWF, but we'll get to those details next week.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about it, David. I'm all excited.
I know. That's why my voice is slightly hoarse tonight, because I was screaming my face off. That fucking lady in the leopard print was at it again. And this time they gave me a microphone to destroy her. That lady. So just real quick, there's a lady who shows up to each and every single IWF event, and she hates me the most. She despises me. And she stands and fucking trashes me for the entire, but they gave me a mic this time. So I was able to make fun of her leopard print dress and said leopard prints haven't been in vogue since 1974. And that got a pop. You can even check that clip out. Eastside Dave TV. That promo actually is on my YouTube, Eastside Dave TV. Anyway, all right, listen. Fantastic episode. Next week, Chris Pepper Stanley. 2 weeks. Sleeves from Ron and Fez fame. You heard that right. And then 2 weeks after, and then after that, the Halloween episode is going to feature a very special host. I'm not sure if I'm even going to be here for that episode, Roy. So we have a very busy, star-studded 3 weeks of Davey Mac Sports programs. Make sure you're subscribed. And listen on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts. And good night, everybody.
Thank you.